In today's video, I want to talk to you about combination quilting. Hi, I'm Kim Jamieson-Hirst of Chatterbox Quilts, and in today's video, I want to talk about combining different quilting techniques when you're working on one of your quilt projects. So there are different ways to quilt a quilt, as you know. There is walking foot quilting, there is free motion quilting, there is ruler quilting, and usually you pick one of those and run with it, right? But you don't have to. You can combine them, and that's what I'm calling combination quilting. So I want to show you some examples. I've got some stitching already done, but I want to add a little bit more to these. So I want to talk about some of the ideas I have for what I can do. So if I look at the first sample here, I'm using some 9-patch blocks, and the first sample here, I've done some walking foot quilting on this. So this is using some stitches that are in the machine quilting area. They're called decorative quilt stitches on the Janome CM17. So I want to say thank you so much to Janome Canada for providing me with this machine so I can show some of these stitches and different options to you in today's video. So as you can see here, I have got these stitches. Now these are part of the decorative quilt stitches that I mentioned, and they're done with what most people would call a walking foot. In Janome language, we call it AcuFeed Flex quilting. So it is a type of stitching, it's a type of feature, I should say, on the machine that allows you to do this kind of walking foot quilting, and it's moving the top and the bottom along at the same pace, so it gives you a really nice result. So you can see in the center here, I've got the different stitches that are, there's 6 of them, that are in those decorative quilt stitches. I keep having a look to see what they're called exactly because I keep wanting to call them decorative machine stitches. That's a whole other thing. But I've got these decorative quilt stitches in the center here, and I've used one of them to run down vertically and horizontally. So it's like stitching in the ditch, right? But I'm using these decorative stitches or these decorative quilting stitches, and it will secure this all the seams in this block in place nicely. So I can do something else in the other parts that remain in this block. So you can see I've got some of these other areas that I could do some other type of stitching in. I mean, I could use some more of these stitches if I wanted to, and I might just do that in some of the other parts of this block. As a matter of fact, one of those decorative quilt stitches is a serpentine stitch, and I'm going to do that in these green areas. That's what I'm going to do. But then I'm going to do something else in the red areas. So let me start off with some stitching with that serpentine stitch in the green areas, just so you see what that stitch looks like, and I'm using its default setting. I'm not going to change anything. So we're just going to start back here. I'm going to start just a little bit in so I don't go over that other stitching that's already been done. I mean, I could if I wanted to, I suppose. Go like a little slower here. We're going too fast with my decorative machine, or decorative quilt stitches. Let's go again. There we go, that's better. And I'm trying to keep that's dragging my little thread along here. There we go. Okay. So I can come here, I can stop my stitch. Somewhere it should stop for me, there we go. Okay, do what I say, not what I do sometimes. Okay, let's try that again. So I'm just going to run down here. I'm kind of using the edge of my foot along the bumps here, and I will start again. Keep going. Okay, I'm just going to keep going until I filled up this area. I'm going to do the same thing in the other green areas here. So here's what I've got so far with my walking foot quilting. Now you may have a hard time seeing some of the stitches here, but really we're going for texture. but I've got this serpentine stitch going along here in all of the green blocks, right? And we have a variety of stitches in the center. This still leaves the red areas in the block, right? So that's where I want to do a combination of another type of technique, which is free motion quilting. So let me just get my machine set up for free motion quilting. I'm going to come back and show you what I'm going to do in those areas. Okay, I'm all ready to do some free motion quilting in those little red areas. So let's get on with some more quilting. So what I think I'm going to do in here is some kind of a little kind of paisley flower, something like that. Let's see what comes out of the needle. And we're going to slow down just a little bit. There we go, that's better. Okay, so I've got this kind of little paisley kind of flower, or kind of swirl flower, something like that. And you can see here in the corner. And I just need to do some trimming here. We've got all these extra threads. And heavens, that's a long thread, so I know it's going to catch in something else if I continue stitching along and not trim it. So what I'll do next is I could do different free motion quilting designs in the red, but you know what? I'm going to keep them the same. So I'm going to go and finish the other 4 red areas so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so I've finished my free motion quilting on the block. So this is what it looks like. So I've got the decorative quilt stitches here, the serpentine one there, and then the assortment in the center. And then I added that free motion quilting. So you don't have to stick to just one technique. Think about combining different techniques. In this case, free motion quilting and walking foot quilting, or what we call AccuFeed Flex quilting on the Janome CM17. And it just opens up a whole bunch more possibilities for you. Now, while I talked about the decorative quilt stitches, there are, of course, the kind of regular decorative stitches on the Janome CM17. And if you're wondering what those are, what some of them are anyway, and how you can use them, don't worry, I've got you covered. Check out this video that has all the information you need. And for more helpful quilting information, be sure to go to my website at www.chatterboxquilts.com.